you average out the View hosts, among the dumbest people on television. And so it's like they say the thing that people are thinking, but they say it very directly, so they expose whatever truth.
I don't think Sonny's dumb. But Whoopi is certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well thought out. It's like if you had an idea for a premise and it was totally baked and half baked and you went on stage with it and it's nothing
Just
there.
go for it. Yeah,
there's nothing there.
$80 million, one 3 a.m. tweet, and a cat that may, or may not, have started it all. When news broke that Elon Musk was suing Whoopi Goldberg for the price of a private island, comment sections lit up like Times Square on New Year's Eve. Some called it the billionaire's ego on overdrive. Others swore it was about time someone clapped back at The View's drive-by commentary.
It is the show that people love to hate.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
They get so much hate watching viral clips of them saying ridiculous things. I mean,
yeah.
it is a rabies.
But the loudest cackle came from a Texas podcast studio where Joe Rogan, never shy about torching TV personalities, was already sharpening his jokes. Buckle up, because this story doesn't just pit America's richest troll against daytime TV's grand dame. It drags in free speech lawyers, rabid fan bases, and, weirdly, a gray tabby with a flair for staircase sabotage. And the fuse, believe it or not, was lit days earlier.
Cat.
Saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president.
Wait a second, come on, man, this is too.
Breaking news, Elon Musk files an $80 million lawsuit against Whoopi.
The morning the lawsuit dropped, newsroom Slack channels practically melted. Court clerks in San Francisco confirmed Musk versus Goldberg at 7:42 a.m. Eastern wires blasted $80 million claim, defamation, reckless slander, and La Whoopigate vaulted to trending slot 3 within an hour. Nestled between our Taylor Nation and your crypto winter. Under U.S. law, defamation means proving a false statement knowingly harmed reputation. For public figures, the bar sits sky high. Yet Musk's counsel insisted Whoopi's words weren't just offhand banter. They were malicious fabrications engineered for ratings. Strong words, sure, but what exactly did she say? Rewind 48 hours to The View's Thursday taping, mugs of lukewarm coffee, polite studio applause, and a segment labeled Trump's Plan B. Whoopi, eyes twinkling with mischievous dread, floated the notion that Ohio Senator J.D. Vance and Elon Musk were gaming out a power grab in case Donald Trump was whisked from the Oval Office. Sunny Hostin arched an eyebrow. Joy Behar giggled. The line landed, thinly sourced, spicy, perfect for clicks. Within minutes, the clip ricocheted across X, amassing 10 million views before lunch. Conspiracy? Satire? Either way, the internet devoured it. And that's when Rogan smelled blood. 10 hours later on the Joe Rogan Experience, the UFC commentator turned cultural reference.
One of the things I wanted to talk to you about, I wanted to play this, but we decided we shouldn't play it. We don't want anybody to have any sort of a way to get it down. The episode of you when you're on The View, when you were running for president.
Right.
Donald Trump is a billionaire, a real estate mogul, and a television star. But does he really want to add President of the United States to his resume? A lot of people would like him to.
You got introduced as our friend Donald Trump.
Please, let's find out, and please welcome my friend, Donald Trump.
That's right.
Whoopi Goldberg gives you a big hug and a kiss. Joy Behar gives you a big hug. Barbara Walters gives you a big hug. They all loved you.
We're so happy to have you. Whenever you're on with us, we're very happy.
We love it. They're talking about you in such a favorable light. The audience was cheering, and then you actually started winning in the polls, and then the machine started working towards you.
Joe Biden knows how to do this. Trump.
Yeah.
He tends to just...
Referee could hardly keep a straight face. If you average out the IQ of The View hosts, he chuckled, you might still struggle to hit triple digits. Listeners roared. Rogan dug deeper, rolling vintage footage from 2011. Donald Trump clasping Whoopi's hands, Barbara Walters beaming, the whole panel chanting his name like a boy band arrival. Funny how the script flips when ratings demand a villain, Rogan mused. The jab wasn't just comedic, it reminded viewers that media memories can be selective and narratives can spin on a dime. Sensing the fallout, Whoopi attempted damage control, live, unscripted, and gloriously weird. I need to clean something up, she sighed, explaining that her remarks weren't about Musk at all. They were about her cat. Apparently, a stealthy feline likes to camp on her staircase, paw extended, hoping to trip her. The studio fell silent. then nervous laughter bubbled. Social media, however, erupted. Memes of shadowy cats directing deep state operatives flooded TikTok. Critics branded the excuse the litter box defense. Rogan naturally couldn't resist. If your defense is "my cat made me do it," you've already lost the argument. Yet while the jokes flew, Musk's legal team was drafting something deadly serious. Leaked emails, rumors suggest they surfaced via an
When you have deliberate, concerted, repeated pushing of hoaxes, you're like, wait a second, like, come on, man, this is too far.
And you're supposed to be the good guys.
You're supposed to, and you claim to be the good guys? I'm like, exactly.
You're supposed to be the progressives.
Yes, the Dems are like, oh, we're the good guys. We're the honest people. No, hang on. You can't claim to be the good guys. You can't claim to be the honest people if you're deliberately pushing hoaxes that have been debunked thoroughly.
Yeah. Well,
we're like even Snopes, which is a liberal thing, says it's bogus.
Yeah.
Like the Fine People hoax.
overeager paralegal hinted at Musk viewing this case as our line in the sand moment. After years of headlines painting him as everything from savior to supervillain, the world's richest man apparently decided enough was enough. Context matters. Since buying Twitter in 2022 and rebranding it to X, Musk has sparred with legacy outlets over hit pieces and shadow bans. Allies whisper he's quietly bankrolling First Amendment suits. Detractors claim he's wielding his wallet to silence critics. Whatever the motive, the $80 million figure signaled he wasn't filing just to make a point, he wanted a shockwave. And in Rogan's eyes, the mainstream media's glasshouse was suddenly full of stones. How does a studio audience go from squealing for Trump to calling him Hitler in one news cycle? Rogan asked on a follow-up episode. He rattled off past flip-flops, lab leak theory debunked, then maybe true. Hunter Biden laptop, Russian disinfo, then probably authentic, the infamous Fine People hoax. Each time he argued, networks pushed half-baked narratives, then quietly backpedaled months later. The pattern, he said, wasn't about truth. It was about headline velocity. And The View, with its daily whirl of outrage, sat smack in that crosshairs. To Rogan, Musk's lawsuit wasn't ego. It was a flare pointing at the whole system. Legal scholars jumped in, their takes polar opposite. Some warned that if Musk wins even a partial judgment, daytime talk could be forever chilled. Hosts might dodge controversy to avoid pricey litigation. Others applauded the suit, saying accountability for smeartainment is overdue. Meanwhile, rumor sites buzzed about quiet settlement talks, figures as low as $5 million or as high as an on-air apology plus a hefty charity pledge. Nothing confirmed. What is clear, advertisers are skittish, and ABC's parent company reportedly added an escalated legal risk note to its quarterly filing. For Musk, even a settlement might count as victory, a heads up to pundits who treat unverified whispers as shareable fact. Yet critics fire back that a man worth north of $200 billion can afford to intimidate. Free speech or flex of power? The line blurs. So here we are, a billionaire disruptor, a Hollywood legend, a sharp-tongued podcaster, and a cat with an attitude problem, locked in a tale that feels half courtroom drama, half late-night comedy. Whether the judge laughs this out of court or slams down a record verdict, one thing is undeniable. The old media rules are cracking. You can love Elon, loathe him, or meme him into oblivion. But his message is echoing, loud. Say whatever you want, but be ready to prove it. And if that warning rattles talk show green rooms from New York to LA, maybe that was the point all along. But hey, that's just one side of the story. What's yours? Drop your thoughts below, because this saga is anything but over. Yet, behind the courtroom theatrics, Capitol Hill is quietly taking notes. 2 senators, 1 Democrat, 1 Republican, have already floated a bipartisan hearing on defamation, disinformation, and the daytime TV loophole. Staffers whisper that producers from The View could be subpoenaed for internal emails, a prospect that has network lawyers double-checking every segment archive from the past decade. If that gavel drops, Goldberg's staircase anecdote won't be the only clip under the microscope. Whole montages of hot takes might become Exhibit A in a larger battle over what counts as news versus entertainment. Meanwhile, Silicon Valley is eyeing the spectacle like a live stream stress test. Meta insiders reportedly worry that a Musk win might embolden other tech moguls to sue over talk show jabs, turning platforms such as Instagram Reels into evidence vaults. At the same time, smaller creators see an opening. If legacy hosts must fact-check every quip, nimble independent channels could swoop in with spicier commentary, backed by receipts, timestamps, and on-screen sources. In a strange twist, Joe Rogan's laughter today could translate into fresh competition tomorrow, reshaping who dominates the national conversation. And then there's the cat. An LA novelty merch company has already filed trademarks for Shadow Paw plush toys and Trip Trap Tabby t-shirts, betting that a viral mascot can outlive the lawsuit that spawned it. Early pre-order numbers suggest they might be right. Because in 2025, a story about democracy, defamation, and media manipulation can still hinge on a single ridiculous image. A staircase, a poised paw, and an audience ready to believe almost anything, so long as it's entertaining. Trial day is now penciled in for late September, and the countdown already feels more like a SpaceX launch than a staid courtroom proceeding. Cable producers are lobbying for gavel-to-gavel coverage. Rogan is teasing a week-long legal blow-by-blow podcast marathon. And Musk, never one to waste a spotlight, has hinted at streaming real-time commentary on X, complete with split-screen rocket telemetry for dramatic effect. Whether the judge allows cameras is still uncertain, but spectators are bracing for a media event where cross-examinations trend alongside countdown clocks, memes fire off faster than objections, and even the courthouse steps become a runway for cat-themed protest signs. One way or another, the verdict will reverberate far beyond that wood-paneled chamber, crystallizing either as a cautionary tale for loose talk or a cautionary tale for thin skins. Proof, yet again, that in the clash between billion-dollar egos and daytime hot takes, gravity is optional and spectacle is guaranteed.